What's going on, guys? Pegasus from the Wise Guys with the other Wise Guys. We're here. You know, that's Josh. That's Josh.
Yeah.
That's Tyler. And he's here with Exosisters.
Yep.
Your favorite deck in the world, right?
No. It's one of my favorites, yeah.
It's one of your favorites.
Yep.
All right, bro. Let's get into it. It's a good matchup for stuff right now.
Yeah, the banishing effects that it has are really good right now. We don't want things in graveyard, especially with like Fire Kings or something like that. So just shutting off graveyards is really, really strong at the moment.
All right.
It's been very anti-meta.
Facts.
Very anti-meta at the moment. All right. Let's get into it. We're going 3 Martha. This is your bread and butter. This is the reason why you play this deck.
I see you, bro. I see you. I see you shining.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just one of them, but I see
Just
you
one of
shining.
them, but we're good. But yeah, so she's our main combo piece, and the reason why we play this deck. She pairs with 3 Elise. So Martha is going to activate from hand, summon herself, and an Elise from deck. So you play 3
Correspond,
of each.
basically.
Yep, correspond. Next one, you have Stella. You play 2. We used to play 3, but not anymore. 2 is a good number. She corresponds with Elise, and allows, after you have her on field, you can activate her effect to summon or special summon an Exosister from hand.
So she's Martha before Martha, kind of.
She's pretty good, but she's just not as or what she needs to be. Like, we're really focusing on Martha more than anything anymore.
True.
For the rest of them, we have Tohu, Sophia. A lot of decks are cutting down to 1. I still like 2. The draw effect is really nice, and when you do have the Stella in hand, Sophia, or both of these in hand, it's nice to just go and still have 4 cards to play and an XYZ on the field.
Right.
And then lastly, we play Irene. She pairs with Sophia. Her effect's not that great. The only reason we really even activate it is, let's say we draw too many Elise, and we need to put some back in deck for Martha. Otherwise, you just don't activate her.
That handles that.
Yep, that handles that. So those are the Exosisters we play. And then our spirit friends that we also play for the rank 4 engine.
These are some rather ugly women, sir.
They are very ugly, but they work really well in the deck. So we have Aratama, who's our searcher on a normal summon, and Sakatama, who's a free normal summon if you just reveal it. So we have these, and then Aratama basically becomes a 1-card Magnifica, which is the reason why we play them.
This is like your backup plan if the sisters aren't flowing like they're supposed to be, I guess.
Backup plan, or sometimes the primary plan, depending on what we're doing that game.
Debate, I got you.
Yep.
So you're trying XYZ?
Facts. No,
Always.
they're not going to.
Looking at hand traps, play the standard 3 Ash. I mean, there's still Brand of Fusion running around.
Forehead.
Yeah, exactly. Imperm is really good right now, so we still play 3 of those. And then the rest of the hand traps are literally just trying to end your turn. So we got the 3 of D-Shifter.
That'll do it.
And then we got the 3 of Droll.
That'll do it.
We don't want you to play anymore.
And you don't care about the conflict. You don't care as long as you can skip their turn.
The idea is if I have 2 of these, I'm going to be stopping your turn 2 turns
Twice.
in a row.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do it all in the same turn. So like this is trying to shut off your graveyard, obviously. And there's a lot of decks that just end their turn based on that. And I mean, Droll is Droll. We all know Droll.
It must be a wise guy's thing to skip through the conflict. We don't care, man. Skip your turn.
Exactly. So we're just gonna go. We're gonna try to end your turn. So then we can play on our next turn.
Right.
If our turn gets interrupted, now we have another way to stop you. Moving on from hand traps, though, we have the 3 of Pot of
And then
Prosperity.
our turn starts, activate Prosperity.
Yeah. So we all know Prosperity. It's a consistency card. We play it because it's just too good not to play. We have the 2 Thrust. Idea here is that we don't have a lot of targets for Thrust, but the target that we do have is going to be Vadis. And we can do this even if they just Ash or something like that and they don't have anything on field. It's our first turn because we're just cool with setting this. So the thought is, like, if you Ash me on a really critical play and I don't have many follow-up play, now this is turning this into a follow-up.
And then the follow-up is game.
Yeah, follow-up is hopefully game. We got the 3 packs, self-explanatory. This is your Rhoda, Archetype Rhoda.
And it's like a low-key E-Telly, kind of. Like
Low-key E-Telly. If you have the pair on field or in grave, it becomes an E-Telly for any of the sisters.
That'll do it.
And then we have the Called By, because Called By.
Is it mainly for Ash that worries you the most?
Ash or Droll. Either one of those can be a problem. And we'll get to a little bit more on that with the sideboard. But yeah, so it's really just to kind of have some sort of main deck hate other than the Thrust. And then Returnia, this is one of the main cards you're searching off of Mikalis to enable your 4 banishes. 4 banishes for a single turn.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
It's like
2 of them non-targeting, which is even better.
It's like getting faded 4 times. I got you.
Yep, exactly.
He's like, yes. Yes.
Moving on to the extra, we have the 3 Mikalis.
Mikalis does what again? Just to...
she's a quick effect target banish on either field or grave. And then she can also detach, or that's only on the turn she's summoned. And then she can also detach to search for one dispel and traps. Yep. We play 2 Caspatel. In the past, we played the 3. Now that we're lower on names, the 2 is perfect. But yeah, she's the searcher for any of the monsters in the deck. And then also on summon, she makes it to where you're summoning from graveyard shut off. And then we have a Sophiel. She detaches to bounce, or on summon, she turns off effects in graveyard. And then we have Gabrine.
She's like a low-key budget Veiler. I got you.
Yeah,
Sort of.
Dweller more so.
Dweller.
Yeah.
Why did I say Veiler?
I don't know. But then we have Gabrine. She's kind of like an additional imperm on summon, on the turn she summoned. And then she's also the way that we enable our OTKs. She detaches to boost all XYZs on the field for 800 attack. And that she doesn't have to be on the field when the XYZ is on the field to do that. So like if I use her to then go into Magnifica, Magnifica would still see the buff.
And Magnifica is a crazy ass card.
Magnifica is the best XYZ in the deck. And the reason why we play this deck, she is really good. She's non-target banish, and she can also tag out with any of the material underneath her, and it counts as an XYZ summon. Which will turn on Mikalis if she summoned that turn, or your Returnia.
Sound like cheating, don't it?
That's like 5 picks. Most decks you'll see run 2. I just like 3. There's been times where I've just
grinding. I
yeah,
guess.
when we need to grind, that third one does come up. It has lost me games before because I didn't have the third, so I just will never cut the third now.
You heard the man play 3 Magnifica. You heard him.
Then just kind of some generic stuff. We have the Bagusa because Bagusa. Yeah, we're not going to go into why that card's good. We all know it's good. We got the Exciton, just when you need to clear the board. This deck can struggle sometimes with, going second. So we want to make sure that we can, have some play. We also have the Tyone.
Blowing people out, huh?
Yeah. There's a couple reasons why this card's so good. We all know that the first effect, why everyone's playing it in their sideboard or in their extra deck is good. The second part about this though is, let's say we go, you've set up a board and you go Artama, and normally you don't want to be stuck with normal monsters on your field or your main deck monsters on the field because Martha can't activate now. But because let's say you've done your turn and you're negating my Artama now, I can go ahead and put the XYZ here. And now I can still play my Martha, which is why this is slightly better in this deck than other decks.
It's like clearing
it clears
everything.
your board so that you can still make plays.
That's really important.
Yeah, very important. We got Zeus. Zeus is Zeus. We don't need to talk about Zeus.
So basically, just to reprove your point, it's this is a defensive deck. You need a powerful board wipe in your extra deck, kind of like that. I got you. That's broken.
And then lastly, we have Donner. This is just to clear, let's say Ibli. There's still Ibli that happens here, and anything else. The reason why I like this one over SP Low Knight or something like that is that it does clear itself and stays cleared. Which is really important for this deck.
And you need it to move. You need stuff to move.
I need anything that's not XYZ off my field as quickly as possible.
Facts.
So, moving
and
into...
no dweller because you don't need it because one of the squirrel. I got you.
You can do the dweller, but you kind of want them to move things out of their grave so that you can get the secondary SIM card XYZ.
I got you. You will cut your own game plan off if they dweller you. If you dweller them.
Yeah, exactly. There was times when Dweller was a good option, when Tier was running rampant, and some of the stuff that we had just wasn't quite enough to keep up with how much grave they had. But we're not in that format anymore.
At all. I got you.
So moving on to the sideboard, we have the 3 of Evenly, we have 3 Dark Ruler No More, and then we have the 1 Harpies.
Just to clear people out of the way.
We need to clear people out of the way. Kind of the same thing with Typhon. We need to be able to get rid of stuff that you have so that we can kind of go second. So if we're going second, we need a way to just knock your head off.
Do you kind of, how do you do board wipes and hand traps coming together? You just kind of figure it out, whatever the other deck, the opposing deck is?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes hand traps are better. Sometimes these board wipes are better. Like if you're setting up a big Omni-Negate type board, obviously Dark Rule No More is going to be a lot better than anything else we have. Or like, you know, Fire Kings, you want the evenly. There's just like, it kind of just matchup dependent. Sometimes we just keep with the hand traps that we have.
True. Keep it simple.
Yep. And then we got the one of hate for Flu. Flu's still Flu, and it's actually being played a lot more now.
He like looked me in the eye before I could get the camera on him. But,
a little bit. We're trying to make those birds not chirp.
Okay. I see how it is, bro. I see how it is.
Also kind of thinking of the theory behind it. If we think that someone is bringing in board breakers, we really can't play if we do get board broken, like even Raigeki. So we're going to play the 3 Forbidden Lands. We need to protect that Magnifica from any of the like nasty spell and traps that could be happening.
I remember that was in that the Nationals guy was playing that, and it was really, really powerful. And it was
really powerful. Yeah, it's still powerful. We're in more of a hand trap format. Droll's running rampant and stuff like that. So it's less powerful, which is why it's on the board now. But there are those times, like, you know, there'll be the random like Sky Strikers or anything that's just trying to like play second, and we still need to have something for those decks.
Right.
And then lastly, we really don't like the hand traps. And sometimes we need to make sure that our going first is going to like really get there. So we're playing the 3 crossout in the board and the 1 nib for a crossout target. Like I said, Drolls everywhere, Ashes everywhere, and if we are thinking that that's going to be very detrimental, and if we don't go off on our first turn, that we're going to lose and won't have a second turn to follow up, we want to make sure that we can play, so we bring these in for that.
Have you ever crossed out evenly or Dark Ruler? Evenly maybe would bother you?
Back in the day, yes. Not so much recently, though.
Yeah, because cross out is too specific. I got it.
It's very specific, and right now it's more of a hand trap format, as I was saying. Like, there was a time when cross out for evenly or cross out for Dark Ruler No More was a play, but since those aren't getting played as much, it's not really the thing that I'm thinking about. In those scenarios, I'd rather bring in the Forbidden Lands.
Facts, bro. Well, we appreciate you. You know, you be clapping folks up with Exosister, so we had to get it on the page, bro.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the wise guys. We out. We out.
Yeah.
Trick Star coming soon.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna keep turning.